and welcome everyone. My name is Alex Wills, and I'll be your host for today's live conversation. We've got a great session lined up for you today. Today's event is a fast-paced elevator pitch competition featuring 5 issuers currently raising capital on StartEngine. Each founder will have a 5-minute window, starting with a 2-minute pitch, followed by 3 minutes of live Q&A and real-time feedback from Kevin O'Leary. This person gives founders the opportunity to sharpen their message, address the questions investors are already thinking about, and gain candid insights from one of the most well-known investors in the world. For companies in the middle of a raise, that kind of exposure and direct feedback can be incredibly valuable, helping them clarify their story, strengthen their investor confidence, and build momentum throughout their campaign. It should be a dynamic session, and we're excited to see which companies really stand out. Thank you for being here, Kevin. Really appreciate it.
You got it. Thank you.
So first up is going to be Gigawatt, founded by Deep Patel. Deep, you got 2 minutes. Give Kevin your best pitch, please.
Hi, Kevin. I'm Deep Patel, founder and CEO of Gigawatt. We're a vertically integrated solar and energy storage company built for the post-subsidy market. The solar industry has a structural problem. There's just too many middlemen and layers between the manufacturer and the end user that drives up costs and makes this technology unaffordable for the end user. Margins lost across the fragmented distribution, soft costs, and disconnected execution. We solve that by integrating hardware, inventory, software, and fulfillment under a single platform. From 2019 through the end of 2024, we've generated over $50 million in gross revenues nationwide, entirely bootstrapped as disclosed in our Form C. We're now expanding into a private label hardware to capture even more margin, reduce cost volatility, and lower system costs for the end user. Instead of relying on incentives, we focus on cost discipline, vertical integration, and durable unit economics. We're raising capital to scale inventory, expand product development, and deepen our software integration, not to prove market product fit, but to accelerate an operating business. Our objective is simple: make distributed energy affordable and build a scalable company in the process.
How much of that 50 million, which by the way is very impressive, was sold through government subsidy, and how much was private market?
Basically, what happened is there's a tax credit, Kevin. So if one of our customers bought solar and storage, they would get a 30% federal tax credit. So that tax credit has existed since I started the business in 2006. But the tax credit went away at the end of 2025. So now the industry is going through a disruptive phase where, the industry has to figure out how to make this cost viable without the tax credit. And we have a model where we can cut out a lot of the costs and deliver the project to the end customer at the lowest price.
So your plan is, now that the government's gone away, because that is a significant change to the solar market, that you have enough margin yourself in terms of your own profits to sustain the business and grow it. I mean, that's basically what you're telling the investors, right?
Correct, because the traditional solar and storage industry has a major problem, Kevin, between the customer and the main suppliers. There's a lot of middlemen and a lot of junk costs, basically. So the product price at the end of the day is very inflated. So we've figured out a way to cut out all the middlemen and get the product to the client directly, and they can install it for tens of thousands of dollars less than going through a traditional solar and storage company.
How much of your client base is residential versus commercial?
I would say about 30% of it's commercial and 70% is residential.
And who does the installation at the residential level?
There's 2 ways they can do it. They could do it as a DIYer, where if they have the trade skills, they can do the entire project on their own. They can hire a licensed contractor to install it for them, or they can do a hybrid of a mix of both, where they do parts of it and then hire out some of the harder parts to a contractor.
And what's the payback period for residents? Because, I kind of think that this is the future in terms of how this technology is going to be used. Obviously, power is a huge issue on the grid. I mean, you're in the right space on that issue. It's becoming a political issue for the midterms with all the stuff going on in AI and everything else. But at the residential level, to be able to save on your electrical bill by storing solar, that's interesting. That's an interesting model. And even without the subsidy, I think there's a demand for that. And I've seen it because my own father did it, but he looked at the payback period when you versus the cost. So what is that for the average residential? Do you have that information?
Yeah, it just depends on the state you're in. For example, California, where we have a lot of sun and the electric rates are high with a do it your way model like we, promote, your payback could be as low as 5 years without a credit. In states like, Missouri, where grid power is really cheap, the payback could be like 10 years. So depends on the state, but what we're seeing is energy inflation is just going parabolic right now. And like you said, it's a national conversation, Kevin. It's just like, everyone's complaining about their electric bill. So we're seeing more and more states being unlocked, going from 10 years closer to 5 years.
So you're just the storage in the stack. You don't do the panels, right?
We do a full kit. We include the panels, the racking, the inverter, and the battery, the full enchilada, plus services to help our clients get through all the regulatory headaches. They don't want you to install this and turn it on in a fast way, right? Like the utilities lose money. So they usually put flaming hurdles in front of our customers to get them to flip the switch on. So what we do is we add these services to help them get all the approvals. So all that regulatory burden is that's something they don't have to deal with.
Kevin, can we get your last comments?
Well, the 50 million says it all. I mean, that's actually quite impressive. That's very good. So there is a need for this. I get it. And good luck with your raise.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Deep. So next up is Yummy Future, founded by Jack Dewey.
Hi, Kevin. I'm Jack Cui, co-founder and CEO of Yummy Future. We are building the robotic platform for the food and beverage industry. Food and beverage is a $1 trillion market, yet it still runs on manual labor, rising wages, and inconsistent execution. Cafes struggle with staffing shortages, turnover, and peak hour overload. We believe automation could solve this, but only if built for real-world operations. I previously worked at Google. Our CTO graduated from Berkeley in robotics. Instead of chasing expensive humanoid robots that are complex, fragile, we built general-purpose driven robotics engineered systems specifically for food and beverage in the production, optimized for speed, precision, and reliability. We built the entire stack ourselves: hardware, control system, software, and store operations. This is not a prototype. We operate live cafes in the United States, generating over $1.08 million in annualized revenue. Real stores, real customers, real cash flow. We are backed by Y Combinator and supported by the co-founder of Y Combinator and scientists from OpenAI. But our true advantage is the data flying wheel. Every day we process thousands of microtransactions and collect operational data, customer preferences, ingredient adjustment, demand curves, and performance metrics. That data feeds back into the system, increasing accuracy, improving speed, and allowing for dynamic optimization of the drink based on demand. The more we operate, the smarter and more efficient we become. So coffee is just the beginning. Our vision is to become the infrastructure layer for automated food and beverage. The world talks about futuristic robots, but we are building the practical robots that generates revenue today.
All right, you're good.
Go ahead.
Kevin, food automation is a fast rising category. What's your reaction?
Well, I'm really interested in the business model. How do you make money?
So first, we have started by opening our own stores, and then we plan to scale it out by providing this technology to other brands. So right now we have 3 operating stores. Each one is profitable, and 2 of them are providing 50% of margin. That is really a strong number compared to traditional coffee shop, about 3 times higher than, 2 times higher than normal coffee shops.
So obviously, everybody would like to know, are you going to test this with a behemoth like a Dunkin's or a Starbucks? I mean, are you a SaaS service? Is that really what you are, software as a service?
Yes. It's more like branding as a package. So basically, it's like onions, building up from the core technology. You can package it up into multiple layers. Some of them you can package with just a single vending machine unit, and some of them you can package into a brand and providing entire suite of service to other people, like doing a franchise. So right now we are proving ourselves to be able to compete with Starbucks on the same street, that we are performing much better than them. So the real behemoths we are looking at is a local giant that really understands the local market. And our brand right now is on par with the strongest brand like Verve Coffee in Palo Alto, like in our local region. It's called a small operation called Coffee Shops. Yeah.
But if I'm a major brand, could I use your technology to extend my presence in places I normally wouldn't set up?
Yes, that's the purpose we decide to to go on to StartEngine to kind of like promote ourselves to bigger brands as well. So basically, this technology, right? It's kind of like a bargaining. It's like if you have better offers or if you want to have a better deal with us, we can present this technology into more variety of locations and scenarios. It's all kind of like we are just a technology provider, and it depends on how people would like to use it. We can package it in many ways.
And so if I was to look out 24 months, where would you want to be in terms of how many installations?
So right now, for the single store setup, we are already projecting like 10 stores. So 10 stores, each store generating about $1.5 million revenue. That's a normal coffee shop revenue. So that's our goal in 2.5 years. And after that, beyond that, we are looking at increasing presence. Like you can put it into hotels, into bars. We are designing a countertop design so that it can be transformable or moldable into many other formats.
Kevin, what's your last reactions?
I would like to know who the competition is. It's a really interesting deal. Who's the competition?
So there's Cafe X. There's like Artly. Two of them are making robotic coffee shops, but they're building on a vending machine format that has its own limitations. Basically, the data is limited. Basically, you only have like 40 or 50 orders each day on each unit. That gives very limited feedback. One of the major feedback we have seen is that customer thinks the machine is really, really slow and looks really not so smart. So we have that data. We understand why customers don't like the vending machine kind of format. They don't believe in the quality. So we have those kind of feedbacks. We continue to improve the product. Now we are seeing the market rejection. The retention is really strong in our business. Like we are seeing like 30% of the customer retention in our shop. So I think that those tells like the team is built differently. We build everything from the ground up. Like the engineer cares about customer data flywheel, cares about technology. We can create a new technology that suits customer demand. That's why we are performing much stronger than the other two brands.
All right,
very good presentation.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it. Next, we're going to move into spirits. Bring on Shankar Distillers. Please welcome Shankar Distillers, founded by Varchosvi. Shankar, Varchosvi, you've got 2 minutes. Give us your best pitch.
Hello, Mr. Wonderful. My name is Varchosvi Shankar. I'm the founder and CEO of Shankar Distillers, a Michigan craft distiller, makers of premium bourbon and tequila. We currently sell in two of the world's largest spirit market, US and India. We're raising $1.2 million for 5% of our company on StartEngine. After having invested over $10 million of my own funds with $5 million used for building the state-of-the-art distillery, we are looking for investment to expand our footprint in the US and Indian markets beyond the states what we're already in. For our spirit brand, Varchas Reserve 102 bourbons, our Niagara tequila, and our Dasara gin. In under 5 years, we have launched over 17 products in 6 states in America and 5 states in India, becoming one of the first American craft whiskey companies to launch in India. Our bourbon and tequila have won multiple gold, including Forbes' 5 Best Bourbon of the Year in 2024. Not many craft distillers have the ability to hit the India market beyond the US market, which, by the way, consumes nearly 48% of the world's whiskey every year. We're already there, for over 3 years now on a gaining market share, and we not only have our bourbon and rye, but we also have blended whiskeys. Lastly, we have a surprise for you. We thought actually we'd show you a peek at one of our perks from working with craft distillers like us. How about a bourbon brand in your own name, Elias Cut. If you can see it, it's a straight
Put it
bourbon.
closer. Can you put it closer in the middle?
The Elias Cut, the straight bourbon whiskey, single barrel. Or if you like Mr. Wonderful, we have been watching you on Short Time for about 15 years now, Mr. Wonderful Reserve, single barrel proof. So these are some of the customizations what we can bring to the table beyond just creating some premium spirits.
Can you put that in front of your chest? You can see it right there. Love it.
I get two of them.
Yep. Can you move that one closer to him, please? Screen is small.
Oh,
Here,
let me see.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I see it. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so we have different toppers, collectible toppers for different brands, different products what we have. So makes it not only a gift item, but again, the juice is phenomenally good.
So do you have any sales now?
As of last year, we were about close to $1 million in sales last year. We launched our first products in 2021 in Michigan. Year over year, we've been growing to different states, and we also now started growing in India as well.
So most of that was in the U.S.?
Yeah, probably about 80% of our sales today are in the U.S., about 20% coming from India.
And what distributor are you using for? You're doing this through retail, I assume, right?
Yeah. So one of the main distributors we use in the U.S. is Republic National R&DC in about 3 states in the U.S. Again, we go and sell to the retailers. We're also, for example, in most of the Total Wines and Meyer and most of the liquor stores in the states we are operating.
So you're in Total Wines?
Yes. We have Total Wines in Michigan, Georgia, Florida, Texas.
Okay. So these are 2 different spirits, because tequila, to be tequila, has to be made in Mexico. So do you have someone you're in partnership with on that?
Yeah, we are actually partnered with one of the distilleries in Mexico called Quesaloy. We've been working with them for a number of years. We go there, we make it with them. We have all the Blanco, Reposado, Anejo with us. Here's my Reposado, which also won a gold medal. Phenomenally tasty. I know actually you're a wine connoisseur, senior wines, but definitely I think we then import it back to the US, and we are selling it in different states in the US.
I see. And so the rollout in India, which is kind of unique, how are you going to do that? I mean, you're going to ship it from the US to India?
Yeah, we are actually today exporting 3 of our products: our straight bourbon, straight rye whiskey, and we have another product called Detroit Reserve, which is a blended whiskey of American bourbon, American rye, and American single malt. We also have a special product that we released in India, which was bottled in India, called Indus Gold. That's also doing phenomenally well because the palate on the Asian countries in India is more, they do want it to be more malty, but we're also introducing our bourbon.
Okay, so investors are basically investing in a 2 geography distribution strategy, right? You're going to, because you obviously understand the Indian market, you're competing there, and you're going to continue to roll out in the US. These are competitive categories, but what really matters is distribution. Okay. So are you planning to get more geographies in the US, more states? How's that going to work for you?
Yeah. We're actually planning to expand beyond the 5-6 states we are in. We are already set up in California. We got to start distribution there. New York, New Jersey, one of the bigger markets as well in the US. Whereas globally, with such a massive consumption across the ocean, we are in 5 states. We already signed up to be in multiple states. One of the reasons why we're also looking for capital raise is to get into each of these markets, because we have to market, we got to do tastings, we got to do tours, and a number of those aspects.
Can we get last reactions, Kevin?
Yeah, I mean, it's I've never seen one that does multiple geographies. I've seen distribution in spirits across the US, state by state, and everybody knows how difficult that is to grow distribution. But going into another country, that's a new one. And so, if I thought about what this looks like in 2 years, how big can it get? India is a massive market. So at what point do you think you'll be 50-50? Because, I mean, that reduces risk if you have multiple geographies.
Yeah, probably the next 2 to 3 years, Kevin, because the market is going pretty fast. We released actually different products at different price points for the consumers. The middle class is about 300-400 million people with a lot of buying power increasing by the day. So we see a massive potential, not only just for our bourbons, but we also have our gins and vodkas, which we really want to take it across the ocean.
All right, thank you, Prachasvi. We're going to bring on our next founder. We're going to bring on Eliaz Therapeutics, and please welcome Elias Therapeutics, founded by Isaac Elias.
Hi, Kevin.
Dr. Isaac, you got 2 minutes.
Thank you. Hi, Kevin. Sepsis claims more lives.
Mic on.
All cancers put together. 11 million people die globally from sepsis. Yet there is not one single approved or effective treatment for sepsis. Elias Therapeutics is committed to changing this outcome. And we are doing it by identifying a protein called galectin-3, which I've been researching for over 30 years, developed the first natural blocker, which I sold very successfully, and has been helping hundreds of thousands of people. And we are pulling it out through a process called selective apheresis, where we pull blood out of the body, we separate the plasma from the cells, and we have a filter with an antibody that pulls just galectin-3. We have shown in large animal proof of concept that this process dramatically alters the process of sepsis. We have validation through 2 NIH grants, an FDA breakthrough designation for the treatment of sepsis. We have raised over $7 million and got $2 million in undiluted funds. We have leading clinicians. We have medical centers ready for clinical trials. We are currently running 2 diagnostic trials to refine the selection of the patients in the intensive care unit. This is a platform technology that can be used to enhance immunotherapy for chronic kidney disease and for AKI, the same filter. We have a collaboration with the largest apheresis company in the world, Terumo BCT, and this will allow us also to have distribution in the future. And with a very large diagnostic company, we have been very successful on WeFunder before, raising over $2.5 million from over 1,100 people. And we invite you to join us so we can start clinical trials in early 2027 and be in the market in 2029.
So is this a cure or just suppresses symptoms?
So in sepsis, it's not a chronic disease. If you look at sepsis, it's like the body is on fire. If you can stop the immune dysregulation, even if you deal with the infection over many days, the damage from the infection, severe infection in the intensive care unit, will damage your internal organs with up to 40-50% mortality, death in 28 days. We are cutting the process. In our porcine severe sepsis model, which has been accepted for publication and any day will appear in a prestigious peer-reviewed journal, you will see that the process is altered, changed, mortality goes down, and organ damage is not the same. So the idea is that we prevent the damage and allow the person to come out of the ICU without long-term kidney failure, without heart failure, without damage. This is the idea. That's the beauty of it. The patient in the ICU, and really there is not one single treatment that changes the sepsis process.
So, a deal like this, very interesting, obviously. I assume there's no alternative, right?
Right now, there is no other treatment for the sepsis problem. Antibiotics, infection.
It all depends on what happens in the clinical trials. So from the investment point of view, because it's very interesting if this works, it's a must-have if you're suffering from this. Otherwise, your alternative is 50% mortality. I get it. It either is going to be very, very successful or fail. We don't know, right? It's binary. I've invested in molecules and various drug products in the past, and the risk is the highest now and the lowest after the trials have begun. I mean, at least a lower. How are you valuing this going into your clinical trials?
So this is not a drug, it's not a molecule, it's a medical device. So it is very, very different.
So it's a filter, right?
It's a filter. It's It's a process of therapeutic apheresis where we specifically pull out just this molecule. So it's really a device. Why am I saying a device? There are no side effects of a molecule that comes into your body and causes side effects. So the chances of this working based on our proof of concept and on large animals in very large studies is well over 80% compared to a drug.
If it's a medical device and it's not really affecting, it's just cleaning the blood. It's a form of dialysis, is it not?
Exactly, but it's pulling out the needle out of the haystack. That shuts down the process. And we've seen
Why
this.
can't that be on an accelerated basis if it works?
Well, we did get a breakthrough designation, and we expect once we do our first in human. Again, in medical device studies are much smaller in numbers than drugs. We do have a reasonable reason to believe we will get emergency authorization, but we can't promise it, so we don't talk about it, and because we don't want to promise something.
How big is your raise?
So right now we are raising $5 million in order to allow us to start and finish our initial clinical trial already.
Kevin, can we get final thoughts?
Yeah, really interesting. Anything that is a binary outcome in terms of if it works or doesn't work, but imagine if you're inflicted it with this. I mean, it's really interesting. I mean, I think the trials will tell a lot, but because of its device, yeah, I get it. Very simple story. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Isaac. And for our next founder, we're going to bring on Tal Moore from Popsmith. Tal, bring us home. 2 minutes.
Hey, Kevin. Good to see you. My name is Tal Moore. I'm the CEO of Popsmith. I'm a popcorn guy. I started selling popcorn and popcorn machines online, eatpopcorn.com, about 23 years ago. And I have a love for popcorn. I used to go to the movies just for the popcorn as a kid. And I love not just movie theater popcorn, but the whole experience and the experiential part of popcorn popping. And I realized that there was an opportunity to create a stovetop popcorn popping experience at home that gets families away from microwave popcorn and bagged popcorn to make true movie theater popcorn at home that's really delicious.
Haven't I seen this deal on Shark Tank?
You have.
Right.
Yep.
I think I have one of these. My wife likes it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I pitched in front of you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know the product. It works. I mean, it's yeah.
And you've tried it. I think you gave it a 9.2.
It works. It works. I mean, it's well, I think you should go on with your pitch because people want to hear why it works. I know why it works, but keep going.
Okay. Yeah. Good memory. Appreciate you remembering. So look, we developed this popcorn popper, the stovetop popcorn popper, in order to create true movie theater popcorn at home and really connect to the experiential part of popcorn popping and the nostalgic part of delicious popcorn making, where you not only enjoy the output and the actual product of delicious popcorn, but get to make it in a communal, nostalgic, and experiential way with friends and loved ones. So we worked on this thing for a couple of years. It took us to develop this popper, and we've done over 17 million in lifetime revenue. Last year we did a little over 5 million in revenue. We got onto Oprah's Favorite Things, which was a huge opportunity for us. We last year launched on Costco.com, Williams-Sonoma, Crate and Barrel, and Sur La Table, which we were batting 1,000 in terms of the 4 brands that we wanted to be associated with Popsmith.
Well, at this point, your deal's execution risk. That's it. You're already proven concept. The product works. My kids love this thing. We have it up the cottage. You're right. The communal thing, the social aspect of it. Everybody likes to hang around it. So 17 million in sales says it all. It's just, for the investor is how fast can you run and how far can you go? The great thing is everybody loves popcorn. I mean, who doesn't like popcorn? It's sort of, but this is a better mousetrap in terms of experience. I mean, I'm doing a sales commercial for you here right now. I'm really talking about the revenue. So for me, you should spend your focus on, here's the next level I'm going to in distribution, because word of mouth on this thing is good. People like it.
Yeah.
Tal, we've seen the sales numbers, you've gone through that, and the brand potential. What can you just really explain to the audience the difference between this and a traditional stovetop, using a stovetop to cook popcorn?
I mean, number one, it's gorgeous. Like if you pick it up and you hold it, this is heirloom quality cookware that will last a lifetime. I mean, it's why Williams Sonoma and Crate and Barrel and Sur La Table picked us up after year one. It's why Oprah chose us. Like you feel like it's substantial, really, really well built. And it makes old timey popcorn the way that, I mean, we didn't invent the concept. I mean, you can see, this is what stovetop popping looked like, like 80 or 90 years ago. We just took this concept and modernized it because we realized that this is really there's a reason why people love movie theater popcorn. It's because it's popcorn that's cooked in a kettle with really quality ingredients. And so we just merged that concept and created a stovetop version of it so that people can have that true movie theater popcorn at home. And no one's really going to the movies anymore, but they still want that movie theater experience, and they can have it with the Popsmith.
If I recall, you also made toppings, right?
Yeah, so I have it. I don't know if you can see behind me, but so we sell the kits. So we sell the kits that have everything. It's pre-measured. So the coconut oil, the seasoning salt, the kernels. We now have bags. Since you saw me, Kevin, on the show, we've launched a bunch of other seasonings, white kernels, yellow kernels. There's also
I mean, everybody wants to turn the crank. That's the deal on this thing.
It's experiential.
That's what happens. You're listening to it pop, you want to turn the crank, and then everybody, it's cool. I mean, at the very least, you're going to sell a few of these right now. That's for sure.
I'm going to buy one right after this.
No, they're good. They're good. They're good. I think mine was red. It was that's where it's up at the lake right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you could sell that red one. We discontinued that color, so that's probably worth some money on eBay, brother.
Yeah, that's a nice. I like it. I'm not selling it. Look, I think it's a great product, and it's sort of built on a market that loves the experience, and the toppings. They're good. The whole thing's good, but you don't have to use the toppings. You can just put your own oil in and just salt it if you want. I mean, which I also do.
Yeah.
So, salt to taste and all that stuff, and it's great. It's a great product.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's 17's good.
And I want to say I appreciate you remembering me on Shark Tank. I put so much work up on that stage, and I was gutted that they cut my segment. I don't really understand why, but it was a real honor to be able to pitch it from you and Cuban.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen, but I certainly remember the product. I mean, that's sort of and have used it. So that's it's anyways, I think sales say it all, because basically people, when you see it, it's beautiful. And people ask what it is, and they try the popcorn and say, I got to get one of those. So that's basically how it works.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate it, Tal and Kevin. So we're just going to, final thoughts. Any final thoughts, Kevin, before you have to go? I know you're busy.
Well, a really good diversification of deals. StartEngine continues to provide diversity. And when you do invest in venture and mid and startups, you want multiple deals. And certainly that's what the platform provides. That's why I'm involved with it. Many Shark Tank companies have used this platform. And I like equity crowdfunding for a whole host of reasons. It really ties the customer to the company and gives it a longer term perspective. And I think StartEngine has proven to be pretty well the best in the country for doing this. And I love the fact that we can go from, medical devices to popcorn in one presentation. That's great. Very good session. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate being here.
Okay, take care.